Hello and welcome. I'm Julie Foucht, the founder of The Art of Feminine Business, the author of the Witchpreneur Quiz, and your podcast host. Today's guest is Silvia Quintella. Silvia is an entrepreneur and author, a certified coactive coach, and mentor with a passion for energy healing modalities and mentoring others. Her remarkable journey from Brazil to the United States, marked by determination, countless setbacks, led her to fulfill her soul's desires. Sylvia has empowered women worldwide to harness the transformative power of words, elevating their energy, their inner peace, self-love, and prosperity. Welcome, Sylvia.
Such a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Julie.
I am so happy to have you. And to get started, tell us your story. How did you get here?
Well, 20 years ago, I decided to immigrate to the US, and I came with one luggage with the dream, the American dream. And, after many ups and downs, I never gave up because I always felt my spiritual team guiding me. And 4 years ago, I decided to get divorced. And it really triggered me because it was in the middle of the pandemic, it was a very financially stable relationship, and I have to start from scratch in the middle of the pandemic. So I really needed to practice my own magic. And it triggered a lot of, things about the past from the past, things that I really need to heal.
And how did you get started helping other people do the same thing?
Well, I have been doing this since 2013. In another life, still in this life, I used to be a spa owner. So I will coach my spa clients. And I was always a light worker. I was always a healer. And I could see how many times they will sabotage themselves, and they are using the beauty to mask their sabotage or their blocks, And one thing that I noticed that a lot of times that they will do many things. They will go through therapy and workshops and retreats and reading book. And there are things that they just could not let it go. And I started studying about how the energy of your DNA, the energy of your ancestors can affect us not moving forward in your lives. But everything is in divine order. It's just like, I feel there our souls chose to go through those challenges to really purify our ascension.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about your work with the ancestors. I'm super curious about that.
Yeah. So, first, I invite the client to bring me 3 issues about anything: money, love, anything. And first, we start releasing trapped emotions. And during this process, this healing process, we start connecting with our ancestors. I use emotion code to just as a guidance, but at the end of the day, it's more like a connection with our spiritual team, my client's spiritual team. And then I start check the energy of those trap emotions, if they are like an inherited energy. And then I check if it comes from their father or from their mother. And it's fascinating because when I invite those ancestors to come with the protection of your spiritual team, we start crying because we feel their energy. And many times they want that we become pioneers to release those blockades, to help to set them free as well. So it doesn't affect only past generations, but affect past, present, and future generations. The kids, the grandchildren, the great grandchildren. It's fascinating.
Yeah. How can beliefs and money habits from our ancestors affect us today?
More than ever, our planet, our beautiful planet is going through this huge transition. So definitely it's time for us to face our fears. And more than ever, we are healing ourselves and we are healing our ancestral's energy. So how does that affect? So you imagine um, the person gets a promotion. It doesn't feel worthy for that promotion. The person gets this huge opportunity, business opportunity. They don't feel that they are enough to, achieve the success that new opportunity will give to them, and they keep sabotaging, or they accept the offer but then they don't deliver, or it's something very into their DNA. They just keep sabotaging, or they just keep in the same stagnation, or in a marriage, or like in a relationship, they keep attracted to the same kind of patterns, or they just cannot moving on the same relationship, or to a more healthy relationship. And they have many people that come to me, they have gone through a lot of healing, but they still feel that there is something missing. And usually the something missing is the setting free those trapped emotions connected with the DNA level.
So, how do you actually set those emotions free?
Mhm. The $1 million question, right? Well, there are so many amazing techniques. They're like through meditation. um, I'm offering a meditation to help with these kind of problems for free for your beautiful listeners. And but I would say that it's like more about, we're multidimensional beings. We're mind, body, and soul, and energy. So in our energetic field, as we keep attracting the same stagnation, the same procrastination, the same sabotage, you pause and say, okay, what do I have here? There is something here. My soul is trying to tell me. And then we just offer to the creator, God, high power, whatever they feel comfortable to call. I don't know what to do, but I'm offering you. And then you say the word, right? I'm offering you this sabotage or this stagnation or whatever, or this lack of communication with my partner or with my boss. Creator, take the lead. Another mantra that I love to say is like, Creator, I don't want anything. I just want everything that my soul deserves. And then you just go through your life trying to do things that brings you pleasure. And God and your spiritual team and your guardians, your angels, they're going to give you whispers how to heal that wound. And of course, there are so many wonderful professionals around the globe that can help us, right? I have to hire different professions to go through my own healing. But a lot of times we can do by ourselves. It depends which phase of our evolution, which phase our soul is.
How do you know when you're hearing those whispers that they're actually whispers of your guides and your guardians and not just random thoughts flowing through your head?
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out that, but now I do. So the difference between the whispers, the divine whispers, and the that loud noise, right? The noise voice. A lot of times is our ego to protect us. So the ego doesn't want that we move forward. The ego wants to protect us. Oh, why we're going to accept that offer? Why you're going to make that call that is going to help you to get a promotion or whatever, now get a better job or get a business, etc. So the divine whisper is like, honey, darling, everything's working out. We're here for you. Darling, it's very loving, it's very sweet. It doesn't push us down. It doesn't let us feel that we are not worthy. the ego mind or the negativity, or even like negative entities, which is very, very strong right now in the planet. They can tell us like, oh, come on, why are you going to heal your energy with your ancestors? This is BS. So be very aware of the frequency of the words that you're listening. If it's something gentle, kind, there is compassion, it's coming from your soul, it's coming from your spiritual team. If something like rude or dense, tight, you feel tight, this is not divine whispers. Is it clear?
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Does it feel loving and kind? Um, and my experience is that the more you listen, the more you stop and say, oh, okay, is this coming from a soul whisperer, y'all talking to me? The clearer the voice becomes, until you actually can start to differentiate. Um, so when I work with my clients, I'm working in the Akashic records a lot.
I love it.
And yeah, and the voices of the record keepers are often very different than like when I'm talking to the energy of money or when I'm communicating with my own highest self.
Mm.
Um, the tone, it's all very non-judgmental. Like money has gotten mad at me, but just because I was not appreciative. Money doesn't like that. Money wants love and appreciation too.
I
But
love what you're saying because I the way that I shift my relationship with money was when I decided to let money become my lover.
mhm,
So, when you have a lover, right, you have pleasure, you have abundance of joy, right? But when money is not our friend, we feel tight. We feel we don't have enough. But if our partner wants the best for us, right? So then the money start getting on that high frequency of abundance. I don't know. This is like something that I came up.
yeah, no, I love that. It's beautiful. I always look at money as my partner,
Uh-huh.
and my best friend. Um, and a lot of people, I love talking about money. So here we go. Um, a lot of people, they don't like looking at their money. They don't like thinking about it. They don't like talking about it. The only time you hear them talk about it is when they go, oh, there's not enough. And, if you had a friend and you said, I'm going to put you in the basement, you can sleep there. I'll call you when I need you, and you better be enough because you're never enough for me. You wouldn't have that friend for very long.
Um,
So I love this that money is your lover. Money wants to bring you pleasure.
yep.
And I think we can be even more daring in what we say. Maybe it's not so daring to my audience, but if you talk to a man about making love to a woman, he says, "I want her to feel pleasure."
Absolutely. This is exactly my approach. Yeah. Because spirituality is sensuality. Spirituality is prosperity. So I feel that a lot of times the worst times that I struggle with money, which was many years ago, was when my spirituality was really low. I wasn't feeling connected with the divine energy. And then, of
Mhm.
course, my bank account was also drained. So it's very interesting. It's not just about prosperity in terms of money, it's about the wealth of self love and self worth.
Say more about that.
Yeah, so, you know, I would love to share a very deep, very dear story about myself for your listeners, to understand where I came from. So, um, I feel that, the biggest myth about money blocks is the belief that we don't deserve prosperity or abundance life, right? It comes like the self love, the self worthness, and the sense of the undeservedness. is often rooted in the energy of her childhood or even carried over other life paths, other lifetimes, right? If somebody believes on that. I have seen this firsthand in my own journey. So hear me out here. This is very profound. So I came from like a low income family, and my father, with only sixth grade education, had to share two eggs with his many siblings, more times than a little kid could handle. And yet, he never let humble beginnings to stop him from learning and growing. His father, like my grandfather, did the best that he could, but he often prioritized. Imagine that, Julie. He would have prioritized donating food to the slums near their home in Brazil, even that his own wife and kids didn't had like very little to eat. My grandmother would rent out rooms for their from like in their home to just make ends meet. So the dynamic left my father, uncles, and aunts with a deep sense that they didn't deserve love or a better life. And this affected our whole family in terms of how we loved ourselves. My cousins, this is crazy, but it's very interesting. So, but in spite of this, through persistence and like teaching themselves through books and workshops because they didn't have money to go to college, for example, my father and some of his siblings, they achieved financial success later in life. When my father passed, he left a very good amount of money for my mother. And remember, he came from nothing. So watching their transformation taught me the incredible power of the subconscious mind, and both in creating limitations but also unlocking potential. But however, Julia, I feel that I realize I had inherited the belief that I wasn't good enough to
Mm.
receive, or that I didn't love myself. It's very strange because it took me a life to figure out that. So through deep inner work, and the energy healing and the soul coaching and mentoring, the mindset mentoring, I have been able to shift those patterns, not only myself, but also, people that I know, my clients, my friends. And we move from that mindset of poor me to I love myself and I deserve all that Creator knows my soul deserves. So every morning, this is the cool thing. Can I share something else with you?
Oh, yes.
I'm so excited about those things, because it took me a life to figure out those things. So I can't wait to share those things. So every morning I I practice, before I wake up, before I turn on the cell phone, which is a terrible habit, right? We wake up and turns off the phone. Before that, I do that prayer, Creator, I don't want anything, but I want everything that my soul deserves. Show me how to align my internal light with your divine light every minute of my life. And this practice reminds us that abundance is not just about material wealth, it's about being aligned with the divine light, the divine flow, trusting in what it's meant for us, and embrace
Mm.
the love and prosperity that is our birthright.
Yes. And by doing it every morning, you're actually creating neural pathways inside your brain. So you changed your physical being to align with the statement by saying it every morning.
And
That's
it's so simple, right?
awesome. So simple. You told me that you had a little meditation practice you wanted to share.
Oh yes. Can we do now?
Let's do it. Let's
Oh,
share it with
fantastic.
people.
Okay. Wonderful. So I love sharing and doing these energetic downloads to help anchor, new and empower beliefs. So if you are ready to receive these divine energetic downloads, and then right after, I will give like a very short, mini visualization to connect with your ancestors. So each energetic download that I will be saying, I just want that you say silently, yes. That's it. Okay? So let's go. I have the divine definition and perception of being truly abundant. Yes. I know what it feels like to receive the abundance the Creator knows my mind, body, and soul deserve. Yes, I am designed to release the blocks of my past, honor the wisdom of my soul, and align with the limitless flow of the universe. Yes, I accept the divine plan and divine intelligence that has been created exclusively for me. Yes, 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 yes. So now just let all these beautiful downloads embed themselves into every single cell of your body. Beautiful. So, just if you're not with your eyes closed, just close your eyes and imagine your spiritual team along with your ancestors from both sides, from your mother's side, from your father's side, forming a radiant circle around you. So you have your spiritual team, your ancestors, they are forming this radiant circle around you. You're right in the center. And just feel their love and support as they send a golden pink light and a beautiful violet flame direct to your heart. And just listen as they say to you, thank you, darling. Thank you for being a pioneer in your family, setting us free, setting yourself free, and setting all generations, past, present, and future, free from loss, scarcity, and negative beliefs about prosperity. Thank you for releasing fear, guilt, and shame. We are with you. And now just visualize all these negative programs being sent to a beautiful divine white light. It's done, it's done, it's done. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Julie.
Beautiful. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I love this work that you're doing. And I love that you are, I've been seeing this, I don't want to call it army because it's got such a negative warlike thing, but there is a coven, let's call it that, a coven of women coming together in the world now to do this work and do this elevation as we see the patriarchy breaking down. And
It
so
is.
I just
It's
really want to
exactly.
see you, or thank you for being part of that.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah, one thing that I would like to add that I think I did not mention. So many of our ancestors, they went through wars, fires, natural disasters. And back then, I'm talking about hundreds of years ago, they did not have internet to check how to heal, right? So they kept going, they kept going, they kept going. And this caused huge blockades in your auric field. And now that the planet is ascending and it's so beautiful to see the transformation, this is so reason that so many women are coming together and helping the humanity to release those blockers that are coming from those wars and, terrible circumstances that our ancestors went through to help us to be here today.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. The wars, the famines, the witch trials, we carry all of that.
And it's time to
And,
release.
and it is time to release it and to create a different way of being.
Absolutely. So
Um,
beautiful.
yeah, I really think, that our soul said, what would it be like if we like if we created patriarchy? And we lived that for a while, and now our
We
souls are
did.
like, let's try something else. Let's see what it would be
Absolutely.
like to create
Oh,
something else. And that's
very
where we're
wisdom.
at.
Yep. Very
Yeah.
wise what you just said. Mhm. Beautiful.
And there's no shame in it. I think that's the biggest thing is like, there's no shame in it. We tried patriarchy. Just
And you
like
know
we,
the beautiful thing, men are coming up as well, and they are helping these powerful women to be bring their light, like the flashlight, right? So this is
yes.
the beautiful thing, it's not just women but men as well. I feel that men are supporting women to stand in their divine power, goddess power.
Yeah, 100%.
It's beautiful.
There's no way I would have this business was, if I was not married to the person I'm married to now.
Oh, how
Um,
beautiful. I
and
got
I tell him that,
emotional. Oh,
my first husband would never have let me create this business.
oh.
And, my second husband, came here just like to support me in this work. And he does. And he like edits everything. So
Wow, you're a millionaire.
yeah, yeah, 100%. He supports me when I'm going on retreats. He helps me get everything ready and just everything. So, yes. And he does the work himself, he's doing his own work. So,
Oh, okay.
um, in his own way, doesn't look anything like my way, but he is doing the work as well.
Everybody's in your own journey, right? And everybody has
Exactly.
their own pace. And we need to respect that. So many times people don't respect the other's pace.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, I just looked at the time.
Sure.
I want to honor everybody's time here. So, real quick, I know that you have a free gift. Tell us about that before we sign off.
Sure. So I'm offering a beautiful visualization to meet your ancestors and activate your DNA through Theta Healing. And also, they will find the link to get my book. That is the Unlock Your Soul's Infinite Power Guide of Happiness and Self-Love through Energy Healing.
Excellent. We will put the links to all that in the show notes so that all of our listeners can go get that and download that. If you were driving and listening to this episode, I hope that you kept your eyes open the whole time.
So true.
But bookmark this and go back and just do that awesome meditation that we did with Silvia. Thank you so much for being here
Oh, my
and
pleasure. Thank you
sharing.
for everybody listening to this, and I'm over the moon to be here. Very grateful.
Oh, thank you. And if you're listening, thank you for spending this magical time with us today. Don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with your fellow witches, light leaders, witchpreneurs. And then please leave us a review. It really helps our community to grow. Until next time, remember you are the most powerful co creator in your life. So let's make some magic today.
Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe and leave us a review to get more great episodes for empowering your business the feminine way. And join our community on Facebook at Feminine Business Magic for Soul-Centered Women Entrepreneurs, where we celebrate feminine success and brag with regularity.